If you're running a small wig business right now and you feel like you're doing every single thing but nothing is working, I hear you. You're posting, you're making wigs, you're showing up every single day, and the sales are not just matching your effort. I have been exactly where you are. I started Olok's hair from nothing. I left my 9 to 5 as a program manager to do this full time. And in that first year, there were moments where I genuinely questioned if this was going to work. So today, I'm going to talk to you about 10 things that nobody talks about. These aren't tips from Google. These are from my own personal experience and from conversation with my students. And they're from mistakes that I made that almost cost me my business. And if you stay to the very end, I think you're going to feel a lot less alone in this. I have been posting my wigs for months, getting like 0 inquiries. This is probably the most common thing that I hear. And I get it. You're putting your work out there, people are liking it, but no one is actually buying. And this makes you feel like you're wasting your time. But you're not wasting your time. The problem isn't that you're posting. The problem is how you're presenting. Think about it. When you meet someone for the first time, that first impression matters, right? It's the same with your wigs. The way that you present your products will determine who walks through your door. So, for example, some of the wig makers show the wigs on their head, unstyled, not customized, and they're dancing and doing transition. And that's fine. That's a strategy. But someone that wants a ready-to-wear wig is looking at your wig. She's probably going to be thinking, oh, okay, I think I need to style this. I want it to look good when it arrives. So what does she do? She's going to keep scrolling. If you're getting likes with no inquiries, it means that you're attracting the wrong audience. Your presentation is pulling in people who like to look, but they're not ready to buy. Look at how you're showing your wigs. Look at who you're attracting and be honest with yourself. But even when you fix your presentation, there's another problem that catches most small wig business owners. And it has to do with what happens when you spend real money on hair and then nothing is selling. For example, I spent $800 on hair, made 3 wigs, and nothing is selling. This one hurts because it's not just about time, it's also your money sitting on a dome head collecting dust. Here's what a lot of people don't realize. Nothing will sell until you show people consistently that this item is for sale. The data says on average that a person needs to see your content over 100 times before making a buying decision. 100 times, not 10 times, but 100. But you posting 1, 2, or 3 times and expecting a sale, especially when you're new, that's not how it works. You need to keep posting, and I know that feels annoying. You're thinking people are going to get tired of seeing my stuff, but that's good. Let them get tired, because the ones that are genuinely interested are not going to mute you. The ones that mute you, they were never going to buy from you anyway. Marketing isn't about posting once and hoping. It's about showing up so many times that when she's not ready to buy, you're the first person that she thinks of. But you may be hearing this and thinking, I am posting every day, I am showing up, but why is it still not working? That's because consistency doesn't mean what you think it means. Everyone says be consistent, but consistent at what? This one frustrates me the most because everybody throws this word around like it's the answer to everything. Consistency is not just about posting every single day. Anybody can post, anybody. Consistency means, are you consistent with what you're showing? Are you posting a beautiful color one day and then the next color you're posting is a bad job? If someone lands on your page and can't immediately tell who it's for and what you do, your consistency is broken. Consistency isn't about how often you post, it's about what you post and how you post it. The content, the quality, the message, that needs to be consistent, not just the schedule. Speaking of getting your foundation right, I have put together a free wig business starter kit. This guide breaks down how I am able to find my hair vendors and how you can find your hair vendors without buying a vendor list. This is completely free. You can find the link in the description. But here's the thing, even if your content is consistent and your presentation is right, there's the silent killer that takes out more small wig businesses than anything else. And the thing is, most people don't even realize that it's happening. A question like, I am working really hard, but at the end of the month, there is no money left. This was me. I had clients, I was making sales, but every month I would look at my accounts and think, where did it all go? And the truth is, it was pricing issue, but it was also a knowledge issue. I wasn't separating my revenue from my profits. I was looking at money coming in and thinking that was all my money. Half of this money was owed back to the business for hair, for tools, for shipping, for packaging. If you don't know the difference between your revenue and your profit, you will spend money that isn't yours, and then you wonder why your business isn't growing. Know your profit margin and pay yourself a set amount, not whatever is left in your account. I actually have a separate video that breaks down exactly how to price your wig correctly. I will link it at the end of this video. But what do you do when the profit is there on paper, but you need it to survive? That's the next survival question. Like, how do I not touch my profits? I need the money to live. I hear this a lot, and I'm not going to pretend that it's easy. Because if this is your only income, of course you're going to spend it. But here's the honest truth. If you keep pulling your profits out to live on, your business will not grow. You're taking the fuel out of the engine, and then you're wondering why the car isn't moving. This is what I did. I didn't leave my 9 to 5 until my business could stand by itself. I saved up money while I was still employed. Even after I left, I made sure that I wasn't touching my business profits because I had savings to fall back on. If you're in a 9 to 5 right now and you're building your wig business on the side, please do not rush out. Don't be desperate. Build it, save, and when your business is generating consistent profit on its own, that's when you make the move to leave. And if you're not in a 9 to 5, find something else alongside your wig business to cover your living costs while your business grows. Protect that profit. Now, the money side is hard enough on its own, but here's something that makes all of this 10 times harder. And it's not about your business at all, it's about the people around you. Concerns like, nobody understands what I am doing, my family thinks it's a hobby. This might be the loneliest part of running a small wig business, and nobody talks about it. Your friends don't get it, your family thinks that you're playing around, and on top of that, people expect free wigs and huge discount. They want this discount because they know you personally. And honestly, the reason this happens is because of how you've positioned it. And if you're saying, oh, I am just doing this hair thing on the side, this is just for fun, people will treat it like fun. They will treat it like a hobby because that's what you've told them it was. You need boundaries, clear ones, because this is a business, it's not personal. I offer a discount to my close friends, but my discount is not going to break me. My business is too important for that. There is no friendship discount that is what's killing your growth over. And when you just start taking it seriously and showing up properly, that's when you hit the next wall. Because you're going to start looking at other wig makers and wondering what they have that you don't. Questions like, I keep seeing other wig makers posting sold out, and I'm sitting here with the wigs that nobody wants. If you've ever thought about this, I need you to hear me on this one. Do you know how long those wig makers have been doing this? You're seeing their highest reel, you're seeing their sold out post. You're not seeing the 2 years before that where they had nobody buying either. Rome wasn't built in a day. It's going to be quiet in the beginning, I promise you. But once you're consistently doing the right thing, it will not stay quiet. But I'm going to keep it real with you. If you're not selling and you're not getting inquiries, it means that your skill needs improving. I am sorry, I know that's hard to hear, but this is the truth. If what you're putting out there is not the best, people will not buy it. They just won't. So alongside being patient, also be honest with yourself. Is the quality of your work where it needs to be? And if you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, I know I'm trying, I don't know what products to use, I don't know if I need to find a good vendor, that is fine. This is exactly why I created the Wig Business Starter Kit. It's completely free. Check out the link in the description. It's going to make all of this a bit easier for you. Now, even the wig makers that are selling, they won't tell you the next part. And this next part is the one that makes you feel the most alone. Everyone makes it look easy and nobody talks about the weeks of silence. And for you, you look at your DMs, it's quiet. You look at your Shopify, it's zero. Everything is quiet. But here's the thing, nobody talks about the weeks in between. The gap between one order and the next order. The silence where you're just sitting there thinking if anyone is ever going to buy from you again. That silence that you get is normal. It's not a sign that your business is failing. It's a sign that your business is still in its early stages. Every wig business owner that I know, I've been through this, every single one, including me. The difference between who survive and the ones who don't is what you do in the silence. Do you stop posting? Do you panic? Or do you use that time to improve your skill, post more content, and get yourself ready for when the next client comes? Because trust me, she will come, but only if you're still there when the time comes. And while you're in that silence, there's one thing that can wipe you out completely if you're not careful. And it has nothing to do with clients. This is the question I get the most. I ordered hair from a vendor on Instagram. It was nothing like the photos. When you're small and you're working with a tight budget, one bad vendor can end your business, and I am not exaggerating. That $500 that you spent on a hair that is tangled, that is shedding, that smells like chemicals, that's not just money lost. That's wigs you can't make. That's clients you can't serve. And it's also the confidence that takes a hit. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't trust any vendor fully. Even the ones that I use now, I still test. I still have backup vendors just in case. Because the moment that you rely on one supplier and they let you down, you are stuck. Before you spend your money, go on Facebook groups, look at reviews, see what people are actually saying about that vendor. And when you do buy, don't put all your money in at once. Take your time, test it. Do not be tempted. Order in batches so that you can review as you go. Protect your money because at this stage, your money is your lifeline. Now, let's say you've done all of this. You fix your presentation, you're pricing properly, you're showing up consistently, clients are coming in, but then something happens that nobody wants you about. I used to love wig making. Now it feels like a chore and I'm burning out. I saved this for last because I think it's the most important. And it's the one that almost got me. There was a point where I was taking on every single order, every rush job, every custom job because I felt like I couldn't say no. Like if I said no, I would lose the clients forever. And then it got to a stage where I dreaded opening my DMs. I didn't want to make wigs anymore. The thing that I love ended up becoming the thing that I am running away from. That's when I knew that I had to change. I reduced my intake and I spaced out my orders. I stopped saying yes to everything. And I let my clients know, when you order from me, it takes a certain amount of time. I am not rushing the job. And you know what happened? I started enjoying wig making again because I gave myself room to breathe. Surviving as a small wig business owner, it's not about working harder. It's about working in a way that you can actually keep doing this for years, not just months. If you're a very small wig business watching this right now, just know this, you are not alone in this. We are all still growing. If you want to categorize all of us right now, we are all still small businesses. The silence is normal, the doubt is normal, the struggle is normal. But if you keep going and you keep getting better, it's going to click. If you haven't grabbed the Wig Business Starter Kit already, go ahead and grab it. It's completely free and it's going to help you. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I'll see you soon.